name is Sheila Cherono from Standards Development Department. I'm here at the headquarters, Kenya Bureau of Standards. I have been in KEBS since 2014 as an attaché when I was 22 years old. So my journey with KEBS started when I was in campus. During lectures at the Kenyatta University, I did a BSc in Food Nutrition and Dietetics. I would hear lectures talking about, especially in the food, there were units that we did in nutrition that were related to food safety, and you'd hear all the time KEBS being mentioned in very good, sifa mzuri sana, them talking about how KEBS made an MOU with the Ministry of Health on some food standards and how it impacted the nutrition world. So I really wanted to join this organization since when I was in second year while doing my BSc. So when we usually have 2 attachments in campus, so the second one was optional. So you are supposed to choose whichever institution you'd want to go to for an attachment. So in my head, I was sure I want to come to KEBS. So I came, I applied, and I got to get here. And for sure, that's when my journey started, and I was sure even when I finish my campus, this is the place I want to come to. So yeah, I came in 2014, I did my attachment. I went back to school with a lot of knowledge that I had gained. And once I was done, we usually have that internship program. I went to a hospital. It was a different field from the one that I had gone to in KEBS. You go to hospital and then you do nutrition, the clinical nutrition. I think because of the empathy I have with children, it was so difficult for me to work there, and now I was so sure KEBS would be my home. So I came back again for my internship, and then I had the contracts being offered in KEBS around the same period. So I was like, wow, kumbe when God creates a path for you, He enables it. So I came, I applied for the contract, I got it. It was a 3 months. After every 3 months, you apply again. So after that, I was now applied. I applied, and then I was nikaandikwa kazi. In school, we had just learned about aflatoxin, and it was a topic that was not so common. Not everyone knew about it. We just learned about it in the units, and it was like, yes, aflatoxin is a poison. So when I came to KEBS, that's exactly where I was taken, to the aflatoxin lab. And for sure, I came to understand that aflatoxin is really a concern in our country. Foods, many different types of foods have aflatoxin. And so I became more curious about it. As I was doing the samples, I started doing some statistics to know what is the prevalence of aflatoxin in the foods. And for sure, I was happy that with the results I got, I was able to make a change, whichever small way, in aflatoxin reduction and control in the country. So now, after the 3 years, I went to Standards Development Department. That is where I've been all this time, since I left the laboratories. And for sure, I think in this department, I've been able to even open up more and even venture more into my nutrition background and profession, and influence the Kenyan, when it comes to nutrition in terms of services. There's a lot that I was able to do with the work of stakeholders all over the country, people from research areas, lecturers, doctors from hospitals, nutritionists from very good hospitals with a lot of experience. So with them, we have come up and created very good standards that will definitely influence the services of nutrition in the country. When I came to Standards Department, it was not planned. I had some medical complications because I was working in the labs, and I was really sad that now I'm leaving the one area that I love working in because of these sinuses that I had just developed. So they told me, no, now you'll have to leave the labs and you'll have to go and work at Standards Development. So when I was there, I was wondering, now, what am I going to do here? And I'm so used to working in that area of aflatoxin. So I went there, and then I was told, you know what, you're going to learn how to create standards, and you're going to create them in the field that you are well versed in, which is nutrition. So now that's when I started to create standards in the area of nutrition. And I can say for sure, if there's a path that I have loved and I appreciate, is the path that led me to development of standards in nutrition. Why am I a nutritionist? I think I love being a nutritionist because I get to interact with what food does to the human body, how it is able to prevent diseases, how it's able to uplift someone, even your moods. So I learned that when it comes to food and how it affects the body, it's a whole broad topic on its own. So I was really inspired to go and learn what food can do to the body. I love my job because every time that I wake up and come to KEBS, it means it is an opportunity for me to come and impact change to the country in terms of nutrition. I can give an example of iron deficiency in the country. You find that in very many, across the country, we are having iron deficiency as a problem. But now, with KEBS and Ministry of Health working together, you find that foods are now being fortified with iron. And these are foods that are available all over the country. So you get in one way or another, the people that are having these malnutrition problems are able to get those micronutrients and improve their nutrition status. So for sure, it is a joy every time I come to work and I see that the policies that we are creating, the standards that we are creating are for sure impacting everyone in the country, especially that baby that is being born or that child who is under 5 years, who is now receiving that food. It is really a joy.